What's up, everybody? Trinity here, YouTube's most bangable comic book reviewer. Thank you all so much for being here today, where we are going to be talking about and reviewing some new comic books. There's going to be some links down in the description, or there should be a little spot here on the screen where you can touch and you can scroll down and you can skip ahead if there's a particular book that you're just waiting to hear my thoughts on, or you could just, see what the pull list is and, go from there. But before I get into that, I do want to tell you guys about Area 51, the Helix project, issue number 4. This is a Kickstarter campaign right now all the way through February. This is from Trevor Fernandez Linkovich. He is the creator of this series, and it is being published by Pocket Watch Press, which is his publishing company that he made. And the campaign just launched. The Myrtle Maniacs, that is our channel members. One of the things I do with the channel membership money is I go out there and I crowdfund certain comic books out there. This is one of the ones that I've talked about several times in some of the live streams here, and we have gone and we have backed each one of these issues so far, issues 1 through 3, and now they are doing this campaign for issue number 4. I will leave links down in the pinned comment section where you can go down there and follow that and check out the Kickstarter and support it. You can get the digital comic book, or you can even get the single issues here as well, and they will have 2 covers for this project, and these are at a very good value. I believe the regular one is, I want to say, is $5 and the other one's $7 for the variant cover, something like that, and very, very cheap shipping and everything. Like, it's a very good project, something that we have backed here since issue number 1. Definitely, please go at least check out the link and let them know that the Myrtle Maniacs sent you. Getting right into my comic book pull list this week, I've got the Cimmerian issue, or this is volume 3, I'm sorry, of the Cimmerian. This is on Ablaze Publishing. This was $24.99. This is a hardcover book, and I've really enjoyed the Cimmerian. This is basically their Conan. It's based on Robert E. Howard's original scripts, and this is the collection of the Iron Shadows in the Moon and the Man-Eaters of Zambula here, and it's got the different creators through these 2 different volumes in here. This is the volume 3. I'm guessing they'll be coming out with volume 4 here pretty soon. I know I just seen the solicits for a new series of these getting ready to come up, so I'm guessing that'll be here in the next few months. We'll probably get another one of these hard cover books, but I've enjoyed the Cimmerian. I would definitely say pick up and read this series if you haven't already, and if you like Conan. But that's just if you ask me. Let me know down in the comments below if you have ever read the Cimmerian and what you think about it. These next books I've got here are on Ablaze Publishing as well, and this is Laura and Other Stories issue number 3, and this is the A cover, and this one right here is the B cover. And I think both of these, I like this series, so I went ahead and picked up both of these covers here as well. As you can see, both of them are very nice as well. But this particular series is done by Gilliam March, and I've only read a couple of things by Gilliam March, and one of them was Carmen over on Image Comics that he did just last year. And now this one right here, Laura and Other Stories. And I gotta tell you, I didn't think that I was really into like slice of life kind of stories or anything, but seeing what Gilliam March does in his books, I really do quite enjoy. I will go ahead and show you some of this art here. This is a little bit of the work that you can expect out of seeing this Gilliam March book. And the stories he does in here are throughout that I've read of his have been really good. This one right here is deviating from, this is the Other Stories part of the Laura and Other Stories in the title. We're not getting like the first couple of issues were about this character Laura and just her going through this breakup and kind of moving on and just different things like that. Very good slice of life kind of stuff. And then you get in here and he's telling these other stories where he's talking about this first one was a project that they had done for an anthology called, and it was Every Artist is an Island is kind of the theme of that, where it's kind of a thing of him kind of talking to himself as how he did this story. Very good stuff in here. Again, the art that he does, that he uses. The storytelling, absolutely great. Like I said, I've never really thought I was a slice of life kind of guy until I get in here and see the Gilliam March stories and what he's doing in these books. Just really great stuff. Definitely a recommend. Like I said, even if you're not like a slice of life kind of person, I didn't think I was neither, but you get in here when you got somebody that can do a good story and do it right. It's absolutely great. Gilliam March is good at this, and I would definitely recommend checking this series out. Now, moving on into Aftershock comics this week, I've got a couple of books here. The first one here is My Date with Monsters, issue number 3. This book is written by Paul Tobin. It's got art by Andy McDonald. DJ Chavis is the colorist. Taylor Esposito is the letterer. I'll show you those names right there. And check those out, and you can see a little bit of this art. This book right here, it's definitely not for everybody. If you like Paul Tobin and the stories that he tells, this is definitely a recommend. If you like kind of the silly, quirky humor that he has and seems to write into, at least the books that I've ever read, this was probably right up your alley. It's about these monsters who are coming to life through people's dreams. They have these drugs that people take so they don't dream, to make these monsters come to life. They have a certain way that they're trying to figure out how to get rid of these monsters, and what the military is doing and putting people through to kind of alleviate the situation, to try to take care of it, is quite silly and weird. I don't get it. It's funny though, but it's like I said, it's got that like Paul Tobin. If you've ever read anything of his, you probably understand the kind of like I said, silly, quirky humor that it is. But let me know down in the comments below if you've read My Date with Monsters and what you think about it, and we'll move right on to the next one here, which is The Heathens, issue number 3. This book is being written by Colin Bunn and Heath Amodio. It's got art by Sammy Cavella, colors by Jason Wordie, and letters by Dave Sharp. I'll let you see those names right there, and you can see just the art there. You even seen it on the cover as well. Now, I've said this before, I think that Sammy Cavella and Jason Wordie work good together, and in this particular book, I like what they're doing here. I mean, I think their art style that they work collaboratively with together works really good in this book, and it lends itself to telling this story where you've got this collision of different eras of kind of anti-hero villains. Yeah, they're bad guys. Like, we got some gangsters here, Lucky Luciano, Bumpy Johnson, you got Billy the Kid. Just some of these different characters that are trying to get their souls back, and I guess kind of redeem themselves here to get their souls back by going out and tracking down these Jack the Ripper murderers that are going, like, I don't know. I don't exactly know everything that's going on here. I can't quite explain it all myself, but I do like the art style here, and like I said, the art that Sammy Cavella and Jason Wordie do, I think really lends itself to this story and with this style, and I've been enjoying this one overall. But let me know down in the comments below if you've read The Heathens and what you think about it. I mean, do you think it's worth reading? I think it's a recommend if you're just looking for something a little bit different. Like I said, I'm used to also Colin Bunn in this one. I'm used to kind of what to expect out of Colin Bunn. I kind of know what to expect. We're here, he's working with Heath Amodio and doing something a little bit different, and I can tell. And so I'm in on this one. I think there's like 2 issues left, and I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and we'll move on to this next book from AWA Upshot. John Lees is doing this one. This is Crimson Cage, issue number 2. John Lees writing. It's got art by Alex Cormack. It's got colors by Ashley Cormack, and it is lettered by Hassan Asmani El How. I'll show you those names right there. Now, this one, I believe the writer, John Lees, said he was kind of pulling from like Macbeth and putting like those kinds of themes into 1980s wrestling, this 1980s wrestling era, and it's very hilarious. Where we've got these characters like, to me, it kind of looks like we've got Ric Flair here, and I don't know, would that be Macho Man Randy Savage? And one of them, basically makes a deal to kind of go on to stardom, And you know, there's a few of these different friends there together that make this deal, and they all get varying levels of stardom according to, you know, this curse and everything. You know, they got to give up their souls. And seeing what we getting here out of these characters and what this main character is going on to do has been very great. And again, I think that the art style here of Alex Cormack really lends itself to this horror story that John Lees has to tell. It's something that we've seen out of him before in, say, he did with Rick Duick on IDW Comics last year. They did Sea of Sorrows, which was really good as well. And in here, I'm not really into wrestling, but I think this book is very good, very entertaining, and definitely worth checking out if you want something that is a good horror story mixed with wrestling. Who would have thought, right? I don't know. John Lees will make it work, let me tell you. But I think it's very good. Definitely a recommend if you're into horror and want that mixed with some wrestling goodness. Let me know down in the comments below if you have read Crimson Cage and what you think about it. And I'll move on into this one right here, which is out. Issue number 4. I have enjoyed this series. It's a World War II horror story. And we see these prisoners in a prisoner of war camp here in New Schlossern Castle, Bavaria. I don't know. You can see right there. It's written by Rob Williams. And it's got art by Will Conrad, colors by Marco Lesko, and I believe it's lettered by Sal Cipriano. I could be wrong there, but I'm right. And Tim Bradstreet is the cover artist. You can see those names right there. Again, this one, I've really enjoyed this series overall, and I feel like issue number 4 here, being a 5-issue series, did exactly what it's supposed to do, kind of filling in more of the details of exactly what's going on, because there's kind of a lot of things going on in this story, and it's going to be interesting to see how this wraps up in issue number 5. But let me know down in the comments below if you have read out and what you think about it. Now, like I said, I recommend it because I recommend all of these titles that AWA Upshot has been putting out over the last couple of years. They've done a really good job with the titles they have been putting out. Everything else in between all of like the J. Michael Straczynski books has been really, really good. Like I said, we've been talking about John Lees here as well, the book before this. The books he's been doing. He's even got the other book, Hotel. They're on volume 2 right now, which has been absolutely great, and definitely recommend if you are into horror comics. Moving on into this next one, Bad Idea is a company that has come out, and they've just had some bad ideas when it comes to putting their books out and getting them distributed. And you can find these books in select shops, and they don't do like high print runs and all that stuff. And I won't speak to the scarcity of them or anything. I don't really know, but they do cost a little bit more, a lot of these issues as well. But they do come in a quality book here. The covers are a little bit heavier. The paper quality and everything they use is great. Now, this one right here I just picked up, which is Odinn's Eye, issue number 4. Now, I believe this one actually came out a couple of weeks ago. And it was just late getting to the comic shop because last week I picked up issues 1 through basically 1 through 5, but it just 4 hadn't come in. So I finally got this one. I haven't read any of the issues yet, but I got in here and I seen the art and everything in this book when the issue number 1 came out, and I was like, man, I can't wait to get into this because this art in this book is absolutely great. Definitely some good stuff, and they have backup stories in most of all of these books, and this one definitely does as well, with Hank Howard, Pizza Detective. But I'll probably be reading and reviewing these at a later date. But I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below if you've read any of the Bad Idea books. I've read a couple of them. I have most of them. I think the only one I missed was Wellsville. But all the rest of them I have. The quality of the books is good. The stories have been good of the ones I've read as well. But let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I will move on into this next one. I think is definitely a recommend read. If you haven't been reading Canto, I don't know why you haven't been reading it, but you definitely need to check it out. You might be able to find some of the past issues of this. I don't know. I'm not sure how big this has been, but I know the first story arc I thought was very good. Just Canto 1. It was Canto. It was very, very good. And it's what made me stick around here through Canto 3. And they've even had some little one-shots and stuff in between some of these stories as well. And this book right here is written by David M. Booher. The art is by Drew Zucker. Vittorio Estone is on colors, and Andworld Design is the letter. I'll show you some of those names and some of that art right here in this book as well. Again, this series has been very good, and this issue number 5 I think is probably one of the best issues since that first story arc of Canto. This one, there's not as much writing script to read in this one. Like, there's a little bit, but there's not as much talking, a lot of dialogue or anything. We get more of the story through art, which I think is really, really great. I think it was like issue number 2 of Canto where they did the same thing. Was it 2 or 3? Where they did the same thing. It was a lot of art, story being told through the art, and I really do like it. It seems like in these books, it's kind of been a little bit more powerful when they go and do that. I'll show you a little bit more of the art here. Again, definitely check this series out if you haven't already. David Booher and Drew Zucker have been doing. They are the creators of this. I believe it was the two of them together, and it's been just absolutely great going on this journey with Canto, a real good hero's journey. But let me know down in the comments below if you have been reading Canto and what you think about it. Earlier, I was talking about the slice of life kind of story, and I find that, when you get somebody that can do it, it can be really, really good. And this book right here, Bolero, this is issue number 1 of a 5-issue miniseries on Image Comics. This book is written by Wyatt Kennedy. It's got art by Luana Vecchio, and the letterer is Brandon Graham. I'll show you those names right there as well. Like I said, this book it was different. I didn't remember having this on my pull list, but when we were doing the pull list and everything going through, I was like, oh, okay, I guess I could understand why I would do it. And I got this this cover right here from Maria Lovett. That was one of the nicer covers they had. But getting into it, once I actually got in here and seen what was going on, I was like, oh, okay, I would see why I'd like this. But it starts off very slice of lifestyle, where I'm sitting there, you got this this girl that gets in this relationship and kind of goes through that, and it kind of skips ahead, and you see that the relationship isn't going so good, and just those kinds of things that you expect out of a slice of life book. And then towards the end, it takes and it goes and it makes a twist. I'll show you some of the art here in this book right here. Very good art. I like the art in this book as well. And you can see a little bit more of it. And then, like I said, here towards the end, it just takes this twist that I'm like, oh, okay, like this is cool. It goes like this kind of cosmic what if kind of storyline that is going to make for some very interesting for a very interesting book. I didn't think when I picked this up, I was like I don't know, I'll probably read this first issue and that'll be it. Maybe I'll trade weight on it or something. But I got through this book, I was like, yeah, this slice of life is a little bit thick for that. And then it moved on and took this different turn. I was like, man, you know what? I'm in on this. I think I'm getting all 5 of these issues. I don't really read a whole lot of Image books these days, but this one right here I thought was really good in this issue number 1. Can't wait to read issue number 2 and see how this turns out, because I think this could get quite bonkers according to what was set up here in this first issue. But let me know down in the comments below if you got a chance to read Bolero and what you think about it. I definitely recommend reading it. Check it out. The last book that I have here this week is on Vault Comics. You guys know I enjoy a lot of the books that Vault Comics puts out, and this is The Rush. This Hungry Earth reddens under snow-clad hills, issue number 3. And I've got to tell you, I got both of these covers here. I've really enjoyed this series overall. It's being written by Cy Spurrier. Nathan Gooden is the artist. Addison Duke is the colorist, and Hassan Otsmani El How is the letterer. I'll show you again those names. You can see some of the art in this book as well. Again, this one is kind of taking place in like the Pacific Northwest, the gold rush, and a woman going to look for her son who is missing. And she's there and finding just things are a little bit weird here in this little gold rush town. And this issue number 3 here, I think is really a really good issue getting ready to go into issue number 4. And I'm guessing this is a mini series. Sometimes Vault does, I can't remember if they solicited this one as a 5 issue or if it's going longer than that. But so where we're getting in the story arc, going into issue number 4, I'm definitely liking where this story is heading. And the art in here, again, Nathan Gooden just does some very good art throughout this series as well. Just good stuff. And again, you know, you're taking it looks, the coloring and everything in here looks good as well, kind of fitting that old kind of West feel, you know, that pioneer feel, I guess, if you will. But I've really enjoyed the rush overall. Definitely a recommend if you want kind of that thing that Vault does with these kind of how would you say, these horror noir westerns. Very good stuff here, man. Definitely recommend if you ask me. Let me know down in the comments below if you have read The Rush and what you think about it. That's all I've got for my comic book pull list this week, guys. Let me know down in the comments below once again what's on your comic book pull list and what was your read of the week. For me, I think it was Bolero. I thought it was a very good book. Getting into it, it was a slice of life, and I'm kind of like, yeah, okay, this is a pretty good book. And then the twist, the kind of turn that it took for me, I really did enjoy, and I can't wait to read issue number 2 of Bolero. But that's my read of the week. That's just if you ask me. Thank you all so much for being here today. Again, my name is Trinity. If you're not already, please make sure you subscribe, click the little bell and all of that good stuff. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Give it a thumbs down if you don't. It's okay. YouTube's not gonna let you hurt my feelings anyway, unless you do it down in the comment section. You all have a very good day, and we'll see you in the next video. Later. Yeah.